Western Conference Podcast with your boy BigBodyCisco, and it's a special show. It being our 10th episode, it was only right that I invited my boy Mike from Saz Brand, who's celebrating 10 years in the game. Give it to my brother Mike from Saz Brand. How you doing, brother?
What's up, my brother? Thank you for having me.
No, look, this is something that I wanted to make sure that we came and did this, especially on the 10th episode.
10 for 10.
Because you are celebrating 10 years in the clothing game. It's not an easy game to be in.
Yeah.
But go ahead and go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, man.
Hey, my name is Mike Liwanag, Money Mike.
Money Mike.
Saz Brand. I've been doing Saz for about 10 years now, a little bit over 10.
And if you guys don't know what Saz Brand is, you've been under a rock. But that's the only shorts you guys will see me in. You'll see me wear a T-shirt or something. But the shorts have been killing it lately.
Yeah.
The hybrid shorts, the hoop shorts. But you've been around since day one. And what did you first start off with, though?
With the brand?
Yeah, because like we talk about being your 10th year.
Yeah.
We're talking, what, 2012?
Yeah, 2012.
2012.
Yeah.
And me and Mike's been friends way before you started this inception of this brand.
Yeah.
But the hustle's been real because I've seen this come from nothing to what it is today. Tell us how it all began.
So I had a 9-to-5 for 10 years. 2009, I quit. You know, I partnered up with my brother Brandon Muriel.
Yep.
We did
Shout out B.
Labs. Shout out to B. A couple years later, I stumbled on this brand, bro.
Yeah.
So, you know, me and the homies, we all play basketball.
Yeah.
And so the idea was just to put a basketball team playing in rec leagues, men's leagues, weekend warrior type stuff, you know?
So this was just the rec team's uniform at this time?
Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah. And growing up, you know, in high school, my nickname was Young Sav. So that was always something that I was like, oh, let's just be Savs.
Yeah. So it was just something that just came about that already kind of had a story.
We just wanted to have that as our team mascot.
Yeah.
And so we played in a couple leagues, and me being in apparel for a while, I was like, man, I designed the logo. We did T-shirts. The jerseys look cool, but we were rocking T-shirts and hoodies.
Yeah.
And I just put the logo, pressed them on, and people were like, oh, what brand is that?
Yeah.
And so I was like, man.
So it wasn't even a brand at that point.
No, it was
a something for
team,
wow.
Bro. So I was like, man, let's sell some T-shirts and hoodies just to pay for our league fees, our jerseys, if we travel, whatever. And that's how it started.
Yeah.
So
wait. So even before we get into that, you got to see where the story came from. You even being involved with this apparel stuff. Because you're talking about with Brandon that we went back. Take us back to the Mojo Lab days before the inception
I'll take you
of
back
Sad
even before that.
Yeah.
19 years old, I'm playing basketball. Brandon is sponsoring our team.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
I remember
98, 99. And I told him I wanted to get into clothes.
Yeah.
And I was interested in it. I was young. I didn't know anything.
You was a hooper then.
Yeah. So I started this brand called Threads, bro.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Yeah.
But
the humble beginnings.
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere.
Me and my boy Brian Legaspi, we started this brand. We didn't know anything. I didn't know how to design on a computer at the time.
Yeah.
So
wow, this went back to it.
Yeah, man, that thing lasted for 3 months.
Yeah.
But I learned, you know, the basics in design.
Learning the game.
I learned silk screen production and buying blanks and, and
the whole process.
Very basic fundamentals of apparel production. And then life happened, you know what I'm saying? I got into the corporate world. I was working in tech for 10 years.
Yeah. So the apparel stuff was put on the back burner, or it was just something that you did for a hobby?
I got my girl pregnant.
Yeah. Life happens.
Baby, we got married, right? 2-3 kids in, a fighter by the name of Manny Pacquiao was on the rise.
Oh, man, I remember this.
I'm working in my corporate job.
Yeah.
And I hit B up. I was like, yo, I got an idea. I think we could do shirts around this fighter.
Yeah.
Filipino cat.
It is before Manny blew up.
Yeah. Well, way before.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got a design. And the funny thing, B was like, oh, man, let me see what it looked like first.
Yeah.
And then I'll let you know if I want to do it.
Because B was the guru at that point.
Yeah, he was, you know.
He was doing the hustling. He's
been independent the whole time.
Exactly. He's been in the game.
So I sent him the design. He hits me back. He's like, oh, I'm down. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right? So we started doing these shirts.
Manny Pacquiao shirts.
That first fight, 2 weeks before the fight, we sold 2,000 shirts. One design.
Yeah.
And, you know, I approached it like the streets. Like, we're gonna drop these tees. We're going to sell them wholesale to the homies so they can all make money with us.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm assuming this is before Manny even had his Nike deal.
No, way before that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this was late 2008, early 2009.
Wow.
He was fighting Diaz.
So you're still on the come up.
I'm like, man, we know hell people.
Plus he's Filipino.
And we're already networked in the Bay.
Yeah.
And so I just had the idea. I brought it to BB, was down. We went partners.
Yeah.
That first fight, we sold 2,000 shirts. And we were juiced. Like, we went to the fight, brought a backpack of shirts. We're selling shirts out here.
In Vegas.
For $40. Yeah. Like, it was just crazy.
So it was like guerrilla marketing. It was like straight up out the trunk.
We come back home. I'm like, when's his next fight? 6 months later. And he's fighting, I think he's fighting De La Hoya.
Yeah, wow.
And so it's going crazy. Like, so we planned a little bit more. We had 2 designs. Bro.
Because no one's really doing the Pacquiao stuff at that point.
No. Yeah. No, Nike ain't messing with them, nothing.
Yeah.
Bro, we do 20,000 shirts, bro.
From 2,000 shirts.
4 weeks before the fight. Right? Wow. The next fight, I'm like, bro, I'm stacking all this bread. I'm still working my 9 to 5, right? So I'm stacking all this bread.
So this is just a side hustle at the time.
Just a side hustle, but it's not, because I'm really working. During that time, I'm working an extra 40 hours. Yeah. Right? I'm going to the city, picking up shirts in my truck.
You grinding.
Bro, it was crazy. So fast forward to the 3rd fight. Now I'm like, man, this is really something.
You're pushing units.
So me and B start getting serious about it. Yeah. We get a call. I can't remember who. I know my boy Sonny tapped in with somebody from the team. I think it was a girl by the name of Jackie that was on.
Yeah, Jackie. Yep.
That was on Manny's team. And they was like, "Yo, Manny wants to find out where these shirts is coming from." In
a negative light or in a positive light?
We don't know at the time.
Oh wow!
Right.
Find out who's doing these shirts.
Bro, he's about to fight Ricky Hatton.
Oh, so that was one of his bigger fights.
We're mobbing in the Bay.
Yeah.
And we're like, "Yo, Manny wants you to fly down to SoCal."
So you don't know what to expect at this point.
I'm like,
Manny wants to see who's doing these shirts.
Let's bring a box. Let's bring money. We might have to cash him out.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. So
you guys were prepared for anything.
Yeah, we're prepared. We take the flight. We get there at 7 a.m. not knowing anything. Yeah. We got a box of shirts.
Going in there blind.
We got some bread.
Y'all could get jump for all y'all know.
Bro, we meet him at Griffith Park, I think. That's where he runs. That's where he was running.
I thought he just told y'all to meet him at a park. Hey, meet me at Griffith Park.
It's a whole.
Okay, so he's working out at this park.
He's running. A whole bunch of people are there. They're taping HBO 24/7.
Yeah, because he got some buzz behind him.
A bunch of his teams looking at us like, who the hell are these guys? Yeah. So we sitting there, whatever. We watch the whole workout. We go to the gym. We're in the gym with him. Freddie Roach, everybody. A bunch of celebrities are pulling up. Yeah. We just flies on the wall like we don't know what's up. And then one of his people was like, "Oh, he's about to have dinner. Go down to the Thai restaurant under the wild card. Meet him there."
Under the gym.
Yeah. So mind you, we walk out the gym. There's hundreds of people. Yeah. Like trying to see Manny.
Yeah. We walk just trying to get to him.
We go in early and we sit down in the restaurant where he sits at our table.
But you guys still don't know what's going on.
Bro, we haven't even met him yet. I'm like,
So Manny sits down at the table.
Like, is he going to knock us
Yeah, you're going to say.
Is he
somebody getting beat up.
So we start eating. Yeah. I'm going with the flow. I'm like, man, he eat.
But Manny's at the table.
Yes.
Okay. Who's at the table with Manny?
I don't even remember.
Yeah, his handlers.
Me, B.
Yeah.
A couple of his people and Manny sitting like right across from us.
Still no formal introduction.
On some mafia shit.
Yeah.
Bro. He's eating and he looks at us. He's like, "So you guys do the shirts?" And we're like, "Oh yeah, man, we do the shirts." Yeah. And he's like, "So do you guys do you have family? Do you feed your family?" I said, "Manny, we're fans first. Yeah. We're not really trying to, we are making money and it is going to our families. We have kids, we have families and it's helping feed our families." And at that point he nodded his head. He was like, "You can continue to do it." And you have
So that was like blessing. The okay. That was the blessing.
He gave us the nod. He gave us the okay. We didn't get a contract, obviously, because at this time, he's already in talks with Nike.
Wow, so this is pre-Nike.
Well, this is around the same time.
But this is like he gives you guys the blessing to be like, "Look, I see y'all been doing these shirts."
Basically, you can't get a contract. Yeah. But I'm not going to go after you. You're good.
Yeah. It's basically just saying keep doing, because I got to think at that point, what I'm getting from it, he wanted to see who was doing these shirts first of all.
He actually said he liked the designs that we were dropping better than
the shit that they were doing.
I'm not gonna say they were doing, but what he liked ours better than what was out there. Yeah. So the next few fights, we go there 2 weeks before. We go to LA. We drop a box off to the whole thing. We go into his house. He's singing karaoke. Yeah. Like, they're taping 24/7. We in the background. The next 2-3 fights. Yeah. And
so you guys are part of the camp at this point.
Like that's when we started Mojo Labs.
Yeah.
Right. The third or fourth fight, I'm at the house with my wife. I'm like, yo, I saved up a couple years of our mortgage. Like I want to quit.
Through the
job.
Pacquiao shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to quit my job.
The 9 to 5.
And she was like,
that got to be tough though. I mean,
bro, I was getting sick every 3 weeks thinking about I got 3 kids at the time.
Yeah.
Mortgage. And I don't have a bunch of paper. We're living very modest.
Yeah. And this being in the Bay Area, you guys are living in too.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like that alone is like, you got to have that 9 to 5 along with your side hustle to make this happen.
We just got out of the recession, bro.
Oh,
my house is underwater at the time.
Yeah.
So making that decision, bro, it was bad.
Was it tough though? Like you really had to sit there and tell wifey, like, look, I'm going to quit this 9 to 5 and just jug these. I mean, coming from a wife standpoint, that got to be like, oh yeah, absolutely not.
Because I have an amazing wife that always been rocking with me.
Got it.
No hesitation.
She was ready to roll.
No hesitation.
Yeah. She kind of also seen what was coming about it.
She worked for Kaiser at the time, so we had benefits, so it kind of worked out perfect.
Yeah.
But at that moment, I walked into my VP's office. I'm like, yo, I'm out. You know what I mean? I was getting underpaid. I don't have a college degree. So they were always holding me down. I had the glass ceiling in the corporate world.
Because in the corporate world, when you don't have a degree,
bro,
not that you're frowned upon, you're not making that money.
I'm moving up. I'm doing all kinds of stuff directly with the CEO at the time.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm getting promotions. They're like, oh, we're giving you a 20% promotion.
Yeah.
20% of nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because my salary was nothing.
Because you couldn't go over that hump of not having the degree.
And then I found out from a friend who worked with Microsoft.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, the person that does the stuff you're doing, the corporate communications and video production for the CEO, that guy makes like
6 figures. Wow.
And I was just like, yeah, I'm done.
So that was kind of it for you to hear that part of it.
Yeah.
To say, okay, I don't mind walking away from this corporate job because I mean, look, I've walked away from a corporate job too, and it's not easy.
Nah.
Like when you sit there and can actually, because I was a sales director at Comcast, and before walking away and telling my GM, we just was in Orlando.
Yeah.
And he was like saying, bro, you're about to be the sales director for Comcast. 6 figures.
All money ain't good money, man.
And then it brings me back to what you said. They were kind of just using my gift to gab to kind of get somebody else paid more than what I was getting paid. And that goes back to what you were saying. The person that was doing what you was doing was getting paid the 6 figures. You wasn't.
Yes.
So it was an easy decision.
There was a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
The culture was changing at the tech company I was at. It was kind of getting weak.
Yeah.
And you know, I went to work in a t-shirt and Jordans every day. There was no dress code, but everybody else had the corporate button up and Dockers and the whole nine.
But at this point, okay, you're leaving your corporate job. At this point, you got a good relationship with Manny Pacquiao and them. You and B are doing the shirts.
Yeah.
That means your grind, without a 9 to 5 behind it, has to be on 1,000 at that point.
I'm telling you, I was working 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
Right? Working 40 for the man and then working 40 for myself.
So now you're working full time for yourself now.
That was the only way I was able to quit my job with all the responsibilities.
Yeah.
You know, I got 3 kids.
Yeah.
I got a wife.
You got mouths to feed.
I have a mortgage. I can't just quit.
Yeah.
Right? My dad taught me better than that.
Yeah. You have to have a plan at that point as well.
So I prepared.
Yeah.
I had enough to where I could go for 2 years or a year at least without making a dollar.
Got it.
And our life would not change.
Yeah.
So that helped me make the decision. Right? A lot of people don't understand, man.
Yeah.
To be an entrepreneur, to go and take that chance.
That's what it's all about, taking that chance.
You got to be calculated though.
Yeah.
Right?
Calculated
so when you're
risk
young,
takers.
so I talk to all these young guys, man. I help a lot of guys. I've helped a bunch of people start their brand or you know, become entrepreneurs themselves. And I always tell them, like, you're young, you don't have kids, you don't have responsibilities. Now's the time to take them shots.
Exactly.
Right? I had to take my shot when I was already, you know,
behind the 8 ball.
Bro, 5-6 years in my marriage.
But you got to figure, look, you just left the 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Now, but who is the entrepreneurial, mentor to you to know that you're even doing what you're doing right? Or you just got to teach yourself?
To be honest with you, I really believe in my gut I was born to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From buying packs of firecrackers in grade school and breaking them down to
and selling them to 1 each.
And doing the stuff that we did when we were younger. I'm not going to say too much, but you know, it was always something that was in me that I just found.
So the grind was already in you.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
And that just falling into the situation that you guys had. You're leaving your 9 to 5. Now you're doing this Manny Pacquiao shirt thing full time.
Yeah. So we start Mojo Labs.
Got it.
Doing the Pacquiao stuff. and just the hustlers in us is whatever we can make money on.
Yeah.
Right.
You're branching off into other branding.
I mean,
stuff.
so we did a collab with Crooks and Castles back in the day. We did some marketing things with a couple big Grammy winning bands.
Blink-182, the whole thing.
Yeah. Shout out Todd, he linked that up.
Yeah.
But we are getting it however we can get it.
Yeah.
I remember we had a relationship with Huff, and he was growing.
Yeah.
He didn't want to buy blanks, so we were like, we could buy the blanks for you. We'll just put a little percentage on it.
Yeah.
But he started growing to where we're buying 10, 15,000 blanks at a time.
He's moving units.
And so we're getting our rent paid.
Yeah.
We're getting our office rent paid, or you know what I mean? So there wasn't like, this is what I do and this is only what I do.
Yeah. There was other branches of what you guys were doing. I mean, the Huff thing.
The pressure of having to make ends meet.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's always there. So I'm like, that helped me expand my tool bag.
Got it.
And what I do now.
Yeah.
Right? Like, a lot of people just have a brand, and that's what they do. They design and they do a brand.
And that's it. There's nothing else.
That's not what I do.
Yeah.
Right? Early on, when I started the brand, I used to wake up in cold sweats like, man, what if nobody really messes with us no more? It could be bad.
Exactly.
So I started branching out.
Yeah.
Right? I'm providing blanks for people, or, we're doing that. So
you guys are the wholesaler at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're the middlemen.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm working with corporate companies because I had the relationships there.
Yeah.
And I'm doing design and branding work.
And you're keeping those resources from the 9 to 5, from all these.
It was a whole bag of different hustles, I guess, that you could say, that, put together my career, my income.
And there's all these curveballs being thrown at you guys because you're doing the Manny Pacquiao thing.
Yeah.
Nike comes in. Tell me about that.
Nike came in. It was still good. Like, Nike really never really messed with us. It was Manny's internal team.
Oh, so it was Manny's side.
Bro, he's good with us. He loved us. We always, every time he's in town, it's good. When he leave for the Philippines, there's a couple guys trying to get us for bread, or, hey, man, you guys got
trying to backdoor y'all. Like, hey, you guys didn't pay this fee.
So, there was a bunch of drama, but I will always be a fan, and I feel indebted to Manny Pacquiao for just allowing us to do that. Oh, yeah. Right? Like, he could have shut it down.
I've seen it firsthand with you guys doing the Manny Pacquiao stuff, but you can also say there was going to be an end to it. Yeah. We kind of like, when we all had an office at one time. Yep. That's how you guys know the relationship. It was me, Mike, it was Brandon. We were all in one office at one time, and I could kind of see it. I said, okay, hey, guys, we'd always bounce ideas. What happens without Manny Pacquiao? What's next? But you guys always had what was next.
I mean, thank God the Bay Area teams were thriving. Yeah. Right? The Giants started winning World Series. So
the Niners started balling.
We're doing designs and getting out there. Yeah. Same lanes, same street sales, and then working with stores like Fresh Apparel. Shout out Salem and Emil. I got to tell this story, Mike.
We can't forget about. There was the Giants won the World Series, and mind you, we're all best friends. We're all together in this hustle. We also said for the parade that was going to happen downtown San Francisco. We're talking about we had to carry backpacks of shirts, and I'm a salesman regardless, so I can sell sand to a beach. Yeah, it was Ocean's 11,
Frisco style.
We had our team ready to go, and it was that parade where everyone's hustle shined at that time, because whoever couldn't hustle, they was exposed that time.
Oh man!
Because people were, it was hand over fist. We were selling t-shirts like you see the dudes sell at the parades. We were selling them, and I was like, hey, I'm out. And I wanted to be top seller at that time. Yeah. So I would tell them, hey, I need some more shirts.
Nah, okay.
We were selling bandanas.
See from my perspective, right. So when I say Ocean's 11. Brandon and I got hotel rooms right across the street. Yeah. We peeped where the parade path was. We got a hotel. We got there at 4 a.m, so nobody was there. It was good. And we had a white van with 5,000 shirts.
Unmarked. It looked so sketch at the time, too.
Bruh,
we pulled up because we're passing security guards that are putting barricades up for the parade.
Yes.
So I'm over there mouthpiecing all the security. Oh, no, we need this van here. This needs to be parked right here.
We parked on the sidewalk. Right? And there was a little coffee shop, an Asian lady, and we walked up to her and was like, hey, can we keep our van here? Can you say it's yours? Shot her like $300.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh yeah, okay. Good.
And you guys don't understand.
We had tables and tents in the van. So the moment it got packed,
the moment everyone started happening, the police presence was big.
Up,
Yep.
We put the T-shirts under the tables, and we basically back to back a square.
Yeah.
All of us back to back.
We were on 4 sides of each of the. We're talking about downtown San Francisco.
Going crazy.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm in the middle. Everybody, man, we probably got what 10 Samoans with us.
Yep.
Me being 10 Samoans.
Because we seen other people was getting jacked by the people that was like, hey, watch us. So we always, as a unit, would say, hey, watch everybody's back because we're gonna sell these shirts.
I remember I had a puff coat.
Yeah.
And I had cargo pants. So everybody that was selling, when they had a wad,
they'd pass you the
they'd be
wad.
like, here, bro.
Yeah.
And so I'm just stuffing money in my pocket. I'm not selling shirts.
Hand over fist.
I'm stuffing money in my pocket. Like, I got to the point where I was like, yo, Fully got to come with me to the hotel room, remember?
Yeah.
So
you need an escort.
I couldn't fit another $1 in the zippers.
Yeah.
Like, it was ripping the dollars.
Exactly.
So I was, hey, we got to go to the hotel because there was a safe in the hotel.
Yep.
We mobbed over there. I remember my brother-in-law, he had a strap with him.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, Mark, you come with us. So we walked over there, opened the safe, threw all the money in. I'm just like, it took me a few minutes.
Yeah.
Because I had the
You're
cargo.
pulling it out of your sock. You're pulling it out of everywhere. Yeah.
I'm just stuffing money. I don't even know what. I'm just, boop, lock it up. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
We did that 2 times.
Yeah.
And I remember when we was packing up, there was some shady dudes just standing there. And they was like basically plotting on us.
Yeah.
But they didn't know I already had extracted the money out the joint. And I remember it was your boys. I think it was Fiti and them. They went and they just punked them fools.
Yeah.
Like, what y'all doing here? You don't even have giant stuff on.
Exactly.
If I beat it.
They were just trying to see where the money was coming.
Yeah.
Was
So
going.
like everything had to happen perfect for us to really succeed there.
Yeah.
But that was one of the dopest early experiences I've ever had.
And that hustle alone made us say, okay, if we're gonna do legit things, that has to carry over into what you're gonna do legitimately.
Yeah.
Now let's get back to the Sav stuff. You got the basketball team.
Yeah.
You're putting Sav stuff on the gear. You said, oh, we'll sell these.
Yeah. So this is after all that.
Yeah. After all that, now we're seasoned.
After Pacquiao, like, so I know how to do production.
Exactly.
You know, I'm getting creative with it. But I remember I bought a vinyl cutter and a heat press.
Yeah.
Right. And at the time, me and B were doing print jobs, 150 pieces.
Yeah.
And so I remember him clowning me like, bro, what are you getting that for? Are you going to do onesie, twosie things? I'm like, bro, don't worry about what I got going on, man.
Don't worry about what I'm doing over
If I want to sample something, I can do it. So this is a calculated risk.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, I figured out like, well, if I buy this equipment, I could try stuff out without having to bust a bag down.
Because now you're investing in yourself at this point. Now you're investing in the heat press. Now you're investing in all the things.
But people don't see that type.
Exactly.
When they see a clothing brand, they're like, oh, I want to blow up and do this, and get in the store. But
they don't see this part of it where
I want to try different placements. I want to try different textures on the sweatshirts and the tees.
Yeah.
So I buy this. But that ended up helping us with Savs because when we started Savs, it was just a hoop team.
Yeah.
But I said, hey, let's pre-order. Let's get pre-orders for hoodies.
To see what it would do.
But people could pick the color of the logo.
Exactly.
$40.
These were like custom pieces.
Bro, we sold in like 4 days, we sold like 200 hoodies. And so that's when I knew, bro, this could be a real thing.
You're like, okay, light bulb.
So
light bulb.
That's when Savs brand, the lifestyle company, the clothing line, the clothing brand was born.
Because mind you, at this time you guys are making these pieces, I'm also going, I'm like, hey Mike, throw that chief skull on a hoodie. I'm about to go somewhere.
Oh yeah.
And we kind of just said, if I'm wearing it, monkey see, monkey do. Somebody would come up to me and be like, hey, where'd you get that sweater from? And I'm like, aha.
But not only that,
let's make some more hoodies.
But it's because of that type of love that you showed me. I'm always going to show love to you. You're my brother forever.
I was the walking billboard.
But there was never I never had to ask you, hey bro, can you wear this?
Yeah.
I already knew you had juice.
Yeah.
But that's not our dynamic.
Yeah.
You knew I had something popping. You were like, hey bud, put it on. I
think that's what's missing with some of the entrepreneurs that are coming up now. Once they see one person kind of bubbling up, one kind of doing it, they kind of like hate on them.
Yeah.
What our circle was good at was if I see what you was doing, if I seen the Brandon was something doing, everybody eats. And hence the sweater right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it was because, I was like a walking billboard at the time where people would want to give me something to wear because, hey, what's Cisco wearing? And I was like, at that point, I was all about Savs.
Oh, man.
I was like, bro, I'm a partner in this because whatever Mike got going on, I'm going to wear it. I would wear it to Hawaii. I would wear it to shows. And it started to get a buzz. You know, people like artists were like saying, hey, what is that? What is that? So that's how I think you need your team to kind of say, you want to root each other on. Because if one person wins in that squad, all of you guys win.
Well, that's the culture that we've built since day one.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing I'm most proud of. Right. Yeah. We got guys like Sonny and you and Brandon always showing love, even if it's not directly benefiting you.
Yeah. Right? See, say that again, because I think you guys have to realize just because it's not benefiting you doesn't mean you don't have to support it.
Yeah.
Because it benefits, someone in your circle and you do support it, that's going to go like domino effect and go down the line.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, Cisco messes with Mike. Oh, he messes with Brandon too. So they see that. But
you know how many people hit me like, yo, Savs, I seen that. That's Cisco's brand.
Yeah.
And you know what I say? Yup.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't say nothing.
Exactly.
Hey, Savs, that's Sonny's brand.
Yeah.
Yup, that's Sonny's brand.
It's not, oh, no, that's my brand. It's not that the beat your chest and be like, no.
Nah,
that's because we were all in the same circle and say, yeah, if it's going to make you buy it to say, oh, it's Cisco's brand over Sonny's brand, hey, by all means, that's Sonny's, that's Cisco's brand. At the end of the day, it comes back full circle where everybody eats.
Man.
Come on. And we're talking, this is like 2 years in. We're talking 2 years in. We're celebrating 10 years this year of Sav's brand.
I can't believe it. You know, the life cycle of brands, a lot of the brands are gone fast.
And we've seen it because we've seen people come and go, and we've seen brands come and go, and people just thought it was easy to do a brand.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to do my own clothing brand like Savs, like how you did with Savs. Yeah. And we were like, dude, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Tell the people who are trying to look at doing a brand, what's the part that's not easy that you kind of took through and kind of bullied through to get to this? Well,
so everybody wants the benefits of having a brand. They want the notoriety. They want the bread. They want, they don't see the grind, the hard parts, right? The one main advice I would give anybody that wants to start a brand is that your brand has to be tied closely to who you are.
Yeah.
Right? Everything that Sav stands for, I stand for.
Yeah.
It's in my DNA. So I never have to turn off or turn on.
Yeah.
I live the brand.
It's something that you are about.
I can't turn it off.
Yeah.
I can't stop thinking about my brand because it's who I am.
Yeah.
Family first, loyalty, all the things that we push. That's what I believe in.
And that takes me back what you just said, loyalty first. Like all those little sayings, we would say it in the office and that would become the next capsule. Yeah. That would become the next release.
Yep.
Because man, we think about loyalty, we think about calculated risk takers.
Yeah.
That was on a hoodie.
So
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So anybody that thought or thinks that they could start a brand while they're working and then, if it pops, then I'll quit.
Yeah.
It ain't never gonna pop.
Yeah.
Right? In my opinion.
Yeah.
There are the one in the millions.
There's a lucky bastards that they have that slip through the cracks.
But in my opinion, bro, you have to live it. You have to love it and do it 24/7.
You have to be genuine. It has to be organic. It comes, like you said, it comes from your background. Yeah. Like there was times that I've seen that because the first design was a chief skull.
Yeah.
And we used to get a lot of backlash from like the Native Americans and
but
once, hey, why are you guys doing that?
Any activist had ever seen.
And trust me, and you kind of dealt with all those situations.
Oh man, everybody became a supporter.
Yeah.
Right?
But because they had to know the story too.
But not only that, the public doesn't have to know that we donate as a brand to multiple Native American charities and causes. You know,
and you didn't want that to be, because I remember I was like, dude, people need to know that. And I remember in the office you were like, nah, they don't need to know that. Yeah, as long as we're doing it, it's kind of just, it's at ease for us.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, with the social media world that we're living in, that has to be something you got to, because people don't want to say, I'm helping a homeless person, but with the camera, hey, look, I'm helping this homeless person.
That's not my style, man.
Yeah.
You know, but anybody that ever had questions, there was always open dialogue.
Yeah.
And I have some activists that came and tried to holler at me. We talked. They're buying Sav shirts to send back to their reservation.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's what I want kind of people to see, because, if you're starting any brand, if somebody starts like a Hawaiian brand or something like that, they want to see the credibility or what the story is.
But our team is made up of every culture. Native American, Filipino, Samoan, Latin, all that. We're the Bay, we're a melting pot, but there is representation on our squad from all those cultures. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's what there, because now this being your 10th year, you were dealing with that early on in there. Now you kind of already went over that hump. Now it being the 10th year, there's been other brands that spawned from what you've been doing. Who cares? Collect and select. Like, tell us, how does that, at what point in you being an entrepreneur saying, okay, now I got to start teaching the young cats how to fish? In other words.
That's a funny thing, right? Like, a lot of people mentor or pour into other younger guys because they want something out of it.
I was about to say, a lot of mentors, they want something from it.
Their motives.
And a lot of mentors, a majority of the time, are haters too.
And that's
they don't want their brand to be better than yours.
I'll look in the camera and tell you, bro.
Yeah.
My motive to help my younger brothers who are coming up now is purely for them to win, right? That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
That's the legacy I'm trying to leave.
Yeah.
I have 4 kids. I want them to know, like, man, their dad really was solid. I didn't have angles. I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to help him build. And
or hit an agenda. Being a mentor, like, oh, if I do this, maybe I can make something.
My brother who owns Who Cares?
Yeah.
Amart.
Shout out Amart, man.
When he started the brand, I helped him put it together.
Yeah.
But he was like, oh, yeah, you could be my partner. You have a percentage. I said, no.
Yeah. But you got to go back. Amart was actually in the warehouse helping you with staff stuff before that even came about.
Yeah. I mean, he was working with me for 4 or 5 years before he started.
And it just rubs off. Like, when you're around that type of atmosphere, that entrepreneurship is like, wait, if he's doing this, maybe I can do it, but not in a hating way. Hey, Mike, I want to do Who Cares?
But see, that's having love for my brother.
Absolutely.
He's working with me 5 years already.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, you need to start your brand.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm thinking, is he just going to work with Savs and be part of Savs forever?
Yeah, what's the end goal?
What's the end goal? So I said, you got to start your brand. He's like, man, I don't know what it would be.
Yeah.
So I'm looking on his Instagram, and every picture, he's him.
Yeah.
No, he's hashtagging Who Cares?
Yeah.
Or you sound like you
Listen
care.
up, kids, because this is where it gets fun.
Right?
Because you as an entrepreneur, looking at his page, he doesn't even know what his brand wants to be.
Yes.
His hashtag, just because, was the mentality of him going out. Who cares?
Well,
Who cares?
He's living his brand before the brand is
even
came together.
Yeah.
Right? And so I was like, bro, that's your brand.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? You're right. And we got juice, and then he started working on the logo, and then he's like, here's a logo, right?
Right here.
That's one of them, but that wasn't the first one.
Yeah.
Once he figured it out, he was like, oh, let's do it together. I'm like, nah, this is all you.
Yeah.
If you're going to succeed with this brand, it's going to be built off your shoulders.
Yep.
And that's what I told every guy that I done worked with. Like, I don't care to have a piece.
And you as an entrepreneur, him taking the Who Cares moniker on, the Who Cares brand on, it doesn't take away from your brand.
No.
A lot of these kids out there that are trying to start a brand, well, if you start that, you're going to take away from my brand. You got to get out of that mentality.
Cisco, even if it does, the pie is big enough for everybody to get a slice.
Come on, man. Say that again. Say that again, Mike. There's enough for everybody.
There's enough.
Come on.
So everybody eats.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the theme of our 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
So we're going to have this 10-year anniversary on August 14th at District 6. And I'm excited about it because it's a culmination of me rocking with so many people.
Exactly.
Not just me. I don't even want the attention, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, don't put me on stage, but I don't want to be on the mic.
See, he always says that because I normally DJ or MC the event.
He's the front guy.
Because this guy wants to be behind the scenes, but I want people to know, like this story, when they see this podcast, they can be like, man, I didn't know that story about the thing. But the whole inception of the Everybody Eats 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Everyone's coming to this thing because they've either rocked with Savs at one point in their lives, they've either rocked shorts or shirt, hoodie or whatever it is, because they're coming back to say, look how this came full circle, where you have brands that spawned off of Savs, Who Cares,
man.
Collect and Select, that are killing the game.
I'm still in awe of what we've done.
Yeah.
It's crazy because a lot of people really don't know who we are, who I am, whatever, but the way that it's affected my life and in the career that I've kind of carved out for myself, bro, like I'm still in shock.
Yeah.
Right? The success that the guys that I've helped start, the success they're having now, and their own energy is just going crazy right now. It's I feel like when I'm celebrating every win like I won, even if I don't get nothing.
But with that said, out of this 10 years, has there been any setbacks? Has there been any ups and downs?
Sure, bro.
Like
100%.
I don't want people to watch this and think just those 10 years was all on the up and up. There was some down years. Tell us about that.
There were some dark times, bro. So I remember I took the calculated risk of getting a warehouse.
Yeah.
And it was way too big for what we had going on at the time.
But it was a calculated risk.
But I heard somebody in the back, get a bigger space because you'll grow into it.
Yeah.
So
wow.
I don't even know how I could see growing into
that's big advice right there.
But so I took the chance.
Yeah.
Those first couple of years, boy, hard.
I've seen it. Right? I've seen the stress on your face.
And so the creativity was always pumping.
Yeah.
Those 2 years.
It had to be.
But those 2 years where I had to pay bills and every month I had to hit a certain amount. that pressure, bro, zapped my creativity for a couple years.
It kind of takes the creativeness out of you.
I know these will sell, just put them out.
Yeah.
Right? So I had to learn and navigate through those hard times.
Yeah.
Bro, it's being an entrepreneur, especially in the apparel clothing game,
is not easy.
Not for the faint of heart. It is not.
Because not every design also did as well as you thought it would too, right?
Who doesn't have duds?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The greatest musicians have albums.
Exactly.
And every album has a dud.
Yeah.
Right? So you gotta be ready for that.
Yeah.
But again, it's always about taking calculated risks.
Yeah. But what about those kids who does have a dud and it just kind of like makes them so pissed off where it kind of just drops their creativeness and they're just like, oh, you know what? I'm done doing that. What do you say to those kids if they had that 1, 2 duds, 3 duds?
I mean, you stringing 2, 3 duds, maybe this is enough for you.
Then you got to tell them at that point, maybe just make the shirt called Duds.
Hey, but I love what I do.
Yeah.
Somebody that really loves what they do and they're dedicated, they're all in.
Yeah.
They're going to find a way to get a win.
Yeah.
Right? And it's funny because we've taken L's.
Yeah.
Failure is necessary.
Yeah.
In fact, 5-6 years ago, I did a capsule collection called the Failure Collection.
Yeah.
Where we're highlighting failure because those are points of growth.
I remember that.
If you don't fail, you don't learn.
Exactly.
If you don't lose, you don't appreciate winning.
Yeah.
So you have to have L's.
Exactly.
You got to take them and learn from them, right?
Through this 10 years, talking about the L's, talking about people with social media, how did social media help within this 10 years? Because it wasn't always around in that first part of it.
Network.
Now with social media coming about, how did you adapt to say, okay, I got to make this a social media presence as well?
Well, yeah. So early on, it's the network.
Yeah.
You got people that know people, right? And so I remember early on, bro, Frisco Chuck.
Yeah.
He's working for Nick Cannon. And he's with the game at the time. Yeah. And I remember Chuck had some Savs pieces that he was wearing out in LA.
Yeah.
And Game was like, yo, what's that? That's dope. Right? And this was at the time where Instagram was early.
Yeah, real early Instagram.
A lot of the things that I'm going to talk about now worked then, don't work now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So I'm like, man, let's send Game a box, right? Because he likes it. I didn't want to be that brand that was like, anybody that got juice, I want to give you everything.
Yeah.
We don't have money like that.
Yeah,
we didn't
exactly.
come from money. I started this brand with 3 guys, a total of $2,600. Yeah. Like, we started with nothing.
Yeah.
Right? So I didn't have a budget to be.
You didn't have like the entertainment marketing budget.
Bro, I couldn't give boxes to every celebrity that we had contact with.
Really, it was just using the resources that we already had.
Man,
to kind of say, hey, Chuck,
Lean and mean.
Well,
Chuck was like, yo, Game likes his stuff.
Yeah.
You want to send him some stuff? I'll get it to him. Yes.
Yeah.
Right? So we send him a box. I don't hear nothing for a month.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I just wasted that money. It's an L. Out of nowhere, bro. He's wearing the South Beach colorway tank top.
Yeah.
He posts it and he tags Savs brand.
It went crazy.
I got 10,000 followers in an hour.
Because of him posting that.
Yes.
The power of social media.
But that tank top was sold out at the time. So that week, it was a Friday, I believe he posted it.
Yeah.
That weekend, I hit my printer. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna take pre-orders. Can you rush a print job? I'm gonna let it run all the way up until Sunday night.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm like, we gotta take advantage of this opportunity.
Yeah.
So I remember we ended up doing like 20K. And back then when we first started, 20K in a weekend, we were going crazy.
Yeah, going nuts.
Right?
That was like it.
We flipped it. Monday, I ordered the goods. Tuesday, they got there. Wednesday, they were printed. Thursday, we shipped them all out.
And they were sold out.
Like,
again.
So those kind of situations,
Yeah.
those stories, being able to adapt and be on your toes and figure stuff out, that definitely is a part of how we're doing now or what we've done.
But I think those instances like the game kind of came organically, like when it came to E40 rocking it.
Yeah.
When it started coming to like the local cats rocking it.
But
without
man,
even
shout
it being
out to Unc, E40.
Yeah, shout out E40, man.
He was wearing it. I didn't even know he had it.
Yeah.
People started tagging me like, yo, he's on tour rocking the Sav stuff.
Yeah.
And so the fact that he was showing love, I didn't even know how he got it.
Yeah.
So I got in touch with him and gave him a box. The funny thing is, my boy Jason Bradford.
Yeah.
My boy.
Shout out Jay Brad.
One of my best friends. He was working for Costco at the time.
Yeah.
and he was somehow involved in helping 40 get into Costco.
Earl Stevens.
Yeah.
Got it.
Early.
Yeah.
And so, you know, him and 40 had a relationship, but he's working at Costco at the time. Fast forward now, I convinced him to quit Costco after 20 years, and he's working with me.
Wow.
Like our first employee.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
But
it takes a lot to tell somebody to quit your 20-year Costco job to be like, hey.
I didn't think he was going to do it.
Yeah.
Right? I had to get the brand and the income enough to where we could match what he was making.
Yeah.
But, man, he took that leap of faith, and now we're rocking.
Leap of faith is everything.
But 40 been showing love all the time, and I'm always grateful. In fact, he's gonna sponsor our 10-year.
Yeah.
You know?
So he's supplying the alcohol. We have some Earl Stevens selections at that. Oh, see.
You know,
that's
he
what
got
I'm
so
talking
many
about.
different liquor brands.
Talk about entrepreneurs. I can't wait to get 40 up in here to talk about his whole spiel.
Hey, man. Big shout out to E40, man. He's just a genuinely dope, real dude.
Adapting to social media, taking you back to where the 10 years about to come about. What's next? I mean, going down the line, you got to say, okay, I'm on my 10-year.
Yeah.
Not that it's the pinnacle, but now it's kind of say, do you ever think about, okay, I'm 10 years in to this. Now what's next?
So in the last few years, I really focused on cut and sew production.
Yeah.
Right. So making things from scratch. Right. Not just buying a blank T-shirt or a blank hoodie
and just putting some on
printing or embroidering and selling it. I took a real liking to making things from scratch.
Yeah.
So, you know, early on, me and B were learning the game. We worked with pattern makers and sample makers and went to fabric shows and traveled and learned the cut and sew game inside out, right?
And you got to learn the game.
Yeah, and then we're going to Magic twice a year for 10 years straight. And I got a couple connects, and I focused on building a system of being able to produce custom cut and sew product
goods.
And so because I was able to do that, my business has shifted, right? So I still have the Savs brand, and it's still doing great. But that's just not the only source of income.
Yeah.
Right. I produce for a lot of other brands.
Yeah.
Private label. Right. And I'm telling my boys, like, my brand doesn't have to be on there.
It don't got to be on the forefront. It could be what you're doing.
It could be your own brand. I'll just do the production, and I'll make a commission.
It's almost like being a ghostwriter as an artist. So you're just kind of just helping them.
So all
with
the guys that I do work with,
yeah,
they have their own designs.
Got it.
I'm not taking nothing away from any of the brands that rock.
Yeah.
They got their own ideas, their own designs. I just do the production.
Got it.
Right? Because I have that system. I have the relationships. But because of that, and everybody knows, I'm like, yo, I'm going to make a commission. Right? I'm not going to do it for free, obviously.
No, exactly.
But we're going to do it to where we all win.
Yeah.
Everybody eats.
Everybody
right?
eats,
So,
B.
But that has allowed my career or the way I do business to shift.
Yeah.
Right? Before it was 90% Savs, and I'm doing other stuff 10% with other brands, or I'm helping.
That's to where it's at now is.
Bro, it's like 50-50.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
It's 50-50, and the growth over the last few years has been a big blessing, right? To now where I can just release Savs drops that I'm passionate about, that I like, right?
And
People
it's crazy
are mad
because when you do drop these Savs joints, they're like gone like that because of the buzz.
And because I'm pouring what I love to do and ideas that are creative, not just, I know this is going to sell, let's put it out.
Got it.
I want to do it because I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
And so now I get
What keeps you excited about it though?
It's just, one thing I found out that I'm good at is seeing an idea and bringing it full circle.
Got it.
Right? So thinking of a design or a concept, having the know-how to create it, having the sales lanes to push it and sell out and complete that process.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I'm good at.
Yeah.
I'm not the best designer.
Yeah.
I'm not the best illustrator. I'm not the best marketer. I'm good at that.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what keeps me excited. The next idea.
And as somebody that has an apparel company, the excitement has to be there all the time to make the next design be the one, make the next design be what they want it to be, right?
These kids are real smart.
Yeah.
Social media, all our new customers, all our old customers, they're smart.
Yeah.
They'll call you out when you phony. When you just putting shit out that's weak. They're not going to mess with it.
Yeah.
Right? So you got to be sharper in this game.
Because you got to kind of like almost heed to what the consumer, not what their wants are.
I don't, bro.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't.
Tell us about that. So if I'm saying I like the hybrid shorts from your hoop shorts. Are you're not saying, look, I'm going to still do both?
No, I'll take that into consideration.
Got it.
But I'll never go on Instagram and like, hey guys, what kind of design you guys want?
Got it. You're doing everything.
There's a lot of brands that do that. They'll put feelers out. How do you guys like this?
Yeah.
You have to have confidence in your game.
Yeah.
Right?
And what you're putting out.
Yeah. So even if it's a dud, I'm confident that I chose what I chose.
Yeah.
And I'm going to rock with that. I don't need everybody to, well, what you guys think?
Yeah.
Nah.
Because what a dud is to someone else can be something that's dope for somebody else.
I'm going to put it out. If it's a dud, it's a dud. It's on me.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't want the world to just give me ideas.
Got it.
Right? I think I've been scarred in the past with everybody like, hey, I got an idea for you. When I hear that, I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Don't tell me.
Because at that point, everybody's an idea guy.
Yes.
Hey, you should do this. You should do that.
Somebody once
this would look dope here.
Somebody once told me ideas are like assholes. Everyone has one. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But I don't want to hear your idea. What if I was thinking about that already? Now, if you see me come out with it, now you're like, oh, I gave him that.
Yeah, exactly.
So keep y'all ideas to yourself. If you want me to help you produce for you, I can do it.
Produce the idea.
Yes.
Like, don't make it an idea for you. Make it an idea for yourself.
Man.
Because I think at the end of the day.
People coming at me like, I got an idea, and if you work with, just give me 10%.
Look, I ain't gonna lie. There was a couple of ideas that that's on the floor right now. So there was a couple of ideas that failed with duds, but we won't talk about those. We'll just talk about the successes. But like I said before.
We all got duds, brother.
I done had a few duds because there was like, you do the shows, and we'll do what we do. You know?
Cisco be like, I got this idea. It's this, and this. Me and B crickets, quiet. Like,
see, y'all ain't shit for that. Because I would sit there and I would think it's a good idea. I would say, hey, guys, I would bring everybody into the conference room. Check this shit out.
Yeah. Now,
at the end of the day, it's like, you do what you do, and we'll do what we do.
That's how I gracefully tell you that's hella weak, bro.
So y'all ain't shit for that. But thank you, though. It made me
I'll be on the phone with Cisco idea. I'll be like, sis, man, keep doing what you do. I'm going to do what I do.
When's your next show, Cisco? Yeah, go ahead and focus on that.
Rock that crowd, my brother. Keep doing that because that's what you're great at.
That's what I'm talking about.
Leave this designing stuff to us.
Everybody Eats, the 10-year theme. Before we get up out of here, tell us about that. That's going down August 14th out there in San Francisco, District 6. You're going to have everybody coming in. But Everybody Eats runs synonymous and runs universally with the world.
Yes. So, you know, it's a famous line from one of my favorite movies, Paid in Full. But that's the theme of how I've been rocking. I discovered. That's why I wanted to call it Everybody Eats, because my entire career, I'm not the guy that wants to make $1 million and you make 1,000.
Yeah.
I want us to rise together and all build. So that's the theme of this anniversary.
Yeah.
With that, we're dropping like 10 to 12 collaborations with all the brands that are going to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So really, literally, everybody's going to eat.
Exactly.
But, you know, the double entendre, we got Senior Sisig, the Lumpia Company, world famous Hot Boys that's going to have their food trucks there.
Yeah. It's all cross promotion.
All my favorite foods.
Yeah.
But we're all dropping collabs together.
Exactly.
So it's going to be nuts, bro.
See, and that's one thing I always loved about you, because easily this being a 10-year anniversary, this could have also been flipped where someone that could have been cocky in your position could have had to say, everybody eats off of me. But this is something that comes full circle, that me being your brother and me just saying, look who we are in our careers, where you can say everybody's going to eat.
Yeah, man.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man.
It's all about showing love and really, really wanting people to do well, you know?
Before you get up out of here, what can you tell that young entrepreneur, that young apparel maker right now that's watching this, that you being 10 years in the game, what kind of guidance can you give them right now?
Do your best to stay relevant. You know what I mean? Love what you do. Don't do it for the wrong reasons. You know, anybody that starts a brand because they want to be famous or they want money, or all that comes when you do it for the love, when you do it because you actually love it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I live and breathe my brand. Everything I do, I can't shut it off, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it might be different for everybody else, but for me, my advice is go all in, be dedicated. You know what I'm saying? Bet on yourself, you know, and always soak game, always be willing to learn. I'm 10 years in, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
And I can learn from my guys that I've mentored.
Yeah.
That's happening every day.
Yeah.
Right? I got guys that that I helped start, but they're popping now or whatever, and they're teaching me things.
Yeah.
And I'm not the guy like, oh man.
Exactly.
Nah,
You're not the one to hate on it.
No.
Yeah,
never,
exactly.
Never.
Because you see it like, well, who cares? Is they celebrated 5 years. Collective Select, they're doing what they're doing.
Man.
Easily can be lost in the shuffle of envy amongst the brothers because it's like, oh man, he's doing better than me. That's what I think people need to know about what this, not just this circle, in any circle that
I
you're
think
in.
that's unique to us, though. Bro.
Absolutely.
I think it's really, really
and
unique.
I think it's rare.
Yeah.
And I think it's rare because if you don't have that in your circle, you're probably in the wrong circle. And not to downplay what your circle is. It's like I look at the successful circles. I look at people that's doing it, whether it be movies, whether it be music, whether it be apparel. And if they don't have that, they kind of have a bunch of fake dudes around just being yes men.
Yeah. Yeah. We got a family, bro.
Yeah.
Like everybody that. The funny thing is, I just had a discussion with the guys, the first level of guys that I helped early on. And the conversation is, who's next in line?
Yeah.
You ain't
Who's next up?
You ain't got to pay me back anything.
Exactly.
What you have to do is find the next people that you want to mentor and spread the game.
See, but I'm glad you said that because I think one thing we did leave out, you also hit all the people that are still in the business, still creative minds, and you'll go rent an Airbnb and have all of them come over there and be creative. And I think, you kind of stepping out of your realm and saying, hey guys, I know we're kind of all still doing our thing, but we all should meet at this spot where we all can kind of just bounce ideas off each other. That, I think, right there goes a long way because I don't think people are doing that these days.
Yeah,
how does something like that benefit you or not benefit you, or how does that come to you?
So it goes back to the special sauce, the Mojo Labs, right? It's the unexplained energy.
Yeah.
So when you have a table of 10 creative, talented dudes, that's just talking shop, that's, shuffling ideas back and forth. Bro, that's when magic happens.
Exactly.
Right? That's how all these dope ideas really come about. You could have a great idea, but if you bring it to the table and we're all, oh, what if you did this? And what if you did that?
It's going to accentuate it. Yeah.
It's going to go crazy.
Yeah.
That's the level up, in my opinion. So I want to do that once or twice a year.
And I think people who are in this entrepreneurship should do that. Should do your homework with the podcast that talks about this, with the YouTube videos. Because I think it's endless for all the information and content that these kids nowadays have and have accessibility to. Where it's like, okay, we see a successful brand like Sav's brand celebrating 10 years. But if you're still not doing these steps going forward, you're not going to see another 10 years.
And again, it's what's unique about it. And the one thing that has to be there is everybody got to be on the same page.
Exactly.
Right? You got, out of 10 guys, you got 6 guys that are all in, willing to help and being, unselfish.
Yeah.
But then you got 2-3 guys that are out for themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
And they'll stick out like a turd in the punch bowl too, because when you're a bunch of creatives and you see that one dude's like, nah, I do it like this, they just be like, dude. But you gotta keep it down where everyone kind of brings them back to where reality is.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to just let everybody, I wanted to bring you on with the 10th episode of what I'm doing here with the Western Conference Podcast.
Man, appreciate it,
with my brother Mustafa, and you celebrating 10 years, being the 10th episode. And this is just to another 10 years, man. And I appreciate your time.
My brother.
And just to know, when I say brother, I named his youngest daughter Savvy, because I was like, look, Sav's around the time. I said, you having a girl, we name her Savvy, and shout out my baby Savvy, and shout out you and the fam,
funny
bro.
thing is, you did name my daughter Savannah, right? But we joke about it because I'm like, Cisco is the least creative dude out of our circle, and he gonna come up with the name.
See, on names, I'm good. Like kids and baby, all that stuff, I'm good. So we say, oh, what you gonna name baby? Like, we haven't know yet.
Bro,
Savvy would be dope.
The first 3 kids, they J's. Yeah. Right?
And I done threw it all off.
Julian, Jordan. And so I'm like, what are we gonna name the 4th one?
Exactly.
And we at HQ, we like, you should name her Savvy. Short for Savs. I was like,
see, but you know what? There's a reason behind that. Because I felt like if we were going to name your youngest daughter, because that's going to be something big, that just shows the success that you were having at that time.
Oh, man.
And I thought that went full circle because it goes that, and now Savvy's running around.
The least creative dude.
That'd be me. Hi, everybody. Shout out my brother Mike. Hey, brother, this is to another 10 years.
Thank you so
much. And I'm
much.
happy to be a part of the journey, and I'm happy to be one of the brothers that's eating when everybody eats.
Yes, sir.
Your boy, Big Body Cisco, Western Conference Podcast. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.